episode 11.
Let's go. Boom. Woo.
Hey, we're back. And
Yes.
I hope you guys are ready because we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, a lot to cover for sure.
Buckle up, buckaroos.
Yep. So what do we start with?
Man, we'll start with, a very foundational, important thing that's called Stoicism.
Yeah.
A lot of people know about it. A lot of people don't know about it and what it means exactly.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about something that everyone loves to do and needs to do, which is sleep.
Sleep, yes.
Take naps, get your rest in, health is wealth. So that's a big part of your good health.
And then we go into some fitness stuff.
Yeah,
right?
we'll talk about some workout stuff, some, new discoveries of mine.
Yeah.
That I've been really enjoying. And then what about from your side of things?
And after we got some, we're going to talk about the power of the community.
Yes, that's good.
For men especially.
Yep.
And that helps for healing mostly.
Yeah.
So that creates, good balance and everything for your life.
Good.
So let's go through all of this and then get started. How you feeling today?
Dude, I'm feeling great, man.
Yeah?
I'm loving the slightly gloomy weather. It's always brought good luck to me for some odd reason.
Good, love it.
I've always landed job interviews, and I've always just had positive life changes. I remember graduating a lot of, or doing graduations and finishing final exams on gloomy days.
Yeah.
So I really like it. It always puts me in a good headspace.
Yeah.
How about you, man? You've had quite the
very good. A lot of intense few last days. Going in a desert with some cool trip with the church and amazing time. Some very interesting gigs. A lot more work too coming in. It's hard. It's very interesting how to when you let go of try of controlling your everyday routine sometimes.
Yeah.
Things when you let things coming in by doing basically nothing or focusing on something else. This is when things come gonna show up out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, you gotta realize how much you do have control over, which is just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just Wu Wei. You know about Wu Wei?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's great things happening, man. It's when you finally get to understand how to relax your mind and put the pressure when you need to, and then kind of relax and but to get to the point of stoicism, I guess we always try to get to what we want.
Yeah.
And most of the time, actual external things happen to us,
right,
and get us out of way that out of focus, I would say. And I feel stoicism, you would say, keep us focused on the right things.
Yeah.
And whether it's focusing with intensity or try to relax, but still stay focused on that same thing.
Yeah.
And then what kind of example you would give us?
Yeah, I'll give you a couple good ones. But so it ties into what you were talking about, and there's some sort of expression that is along the lines of, 10% of life is what actually happens to you. 90% is what you do about it. How you deal with things. That's obviously the bigger picture.
Yeah.
So my main favorite source of dopamine lately that's just been very entertaining is going on YouTube and looking at body cam police footage of just these arrests of just the worst kinds of people, man. Just the craziest people. These entitled, arrogant, underage, belligerent, drunk, just the craziest people that put up the gnarliest fights and stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, it's very entertaining to see these people that are just crazy.
Yeah.
But it's also I realize, goodness gracious, these police have a lot of control, and they stay calm the whole time, even when they're being kicked, spit on, bitten.
Yeah.
Anything that you think, it's my goodness, man, that's a different level of strength right there. That's
for real.
there's so many things in life, but very few things can train you to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me just spelt out stoicism, and it's wild. So that's what kind of really resonated with me. It's like, my goodness, I never have to deal with those kinds of things, so it's never as bad in my day-to-day life.
I think like anybody doesn't have this kind of situation in their lives where it's like, fighting or
Yeah,
something happens in the street where someone comes at you and then aggressively.
right.
And if you don't have to deal with that, imagine dealing with that on a daily basis. It's a huge strength to develop.
Sure. Yeah. It's not nobody wakes up or like is born and grows up and says, I want to like have the gnarliest stuff happen to me every day.
No.
But everyone wants to be strong.
Yeah.
So it's very, very interesting. You can certainly have a long list of things you want to achieve and the person you really want to become.
Yeah.
But it's important, and this can go on the lines of faith a little bit, is you can't know ahead of time what that journey is going to entail, because you're going to want to quit.
Yes.
If you know that you're going to have all these really gnarly situations come to you, you're not going to want to be successful.
Yeah.
So it's important that you just, believe, and you just,
Yeah, 100%.
90% is responding to stuff.
It's funny saying that, because I would have never done all the things here
Right.
if I knew how hard it is.
Yeah, of course.
There's no way. I knew like it was going to be hard to move to a different country, pursue something that's not easy to pursue.
Yeah.
And but I wasn't expecting that it to be that hard.
Right.
And all this process is like, there's no way I would have be like, okay, let's do it. If I knew how hard it was going to be.
Yeah.
And so you're right.
So faith is important.
It's so important. Yeah.
You got to know
Faith in knowing that you're gonna get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
And being okay with any kind of adversity that comes to you.
Yeah.
And then, but not knowing every details of the journey is a good thing.
Exactly. And you gotta have some dog in you, and it's gonna be some funky times.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta just deal with it day to day.
Yeah.
And know that, and here's a great thing about that is, even with all of the craziest and hardest stuff that we've all gone through, everybody listening has gone through, you've survived 100% of it.
Yeah.
That's the best part, is knowing that you whatever crazy thing you went through or you might be going through, your batting average is pretty good.
Yes.
It's 100%.
Yes.
You've survived.
Yep.
You're here.
Mm-hmm.
So always just trust the process.
Yeah.
Wherever you are.
So we got to remind ourselves of that, right?
Of course.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time. All the time.
Wow.
No matter what. And
life
is full of changes and full of uncertainty.
Yeah.
Let's just say. So I think that ties into Stoicism a great deal, because you have to be not like an emotionally cold kind of person, but a strong person that deals with the whole spectrum of emotion.
Right.
Because you're gonna get everything thrown at you, because that's life, and you're gonna get everything thrown at you exponentially if you want a really meaningful, fulfilling life.
Yes. This is so true. How every time you find yourself like going through something, and you find yourself on the other side of it.
Yeah.
Then there's a kind of like a rest period of time, but then when you try to pursue something bigger,
here we go again
with bigger challenges. All the time. It's a never-ending process, I guess.
Sure.
Journey. So
and there's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting an ordinary life. If you're happy with what you have now and you don't want to go that extra crazy distance, that's cool. Crazy, huge success may not be for you, but if you want to get to certain heights and stuff, and you really want to be at the tops of the mountains, you're gonna have to get funky. The pressure
gets higher when you go higher.
That's exactly right, and that's a beautiful metaphor for life as well. It's gonna get a little hard to breathe sometimes.
Yeah.
So
controlling your emotions. And
Yes.
so that leads you into one very important thing to do to be healthy in your body and your mind, is sleep, right?
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. If you are sleep deprived or you haven't been sleeping good for a while, it's going to mess with your emotions,
Yeah,
your thinking, and ultimately your goals and just how you go through the days.
Yeah.
You're not going to be the same top quality person
yeah,
without sleep.
right.
When you generally go to bed, do you knock out pretty quickly? You don't
Yeah.
stay up too. That's great.
Yeah.
That's
I
really
know
really good.
very quick. Every time I go to bed, I'm exhausted.
That's good.
That's
Well, then your lifestyle is good, man. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah, wake up fairly early,
Yeah.
and do so many things on and on and throughout the day. So
Right.
basically, when I get to 9 p.m., I'm already pretty down. And
Yeah,
then,
you're there.
It takes me an hour to get ready, take a shower, whatever.
Yeah.
Stretch, whatever.
And
Get ready
you
for
also don't look at any blue light.
No,
That's good.
No, most of the
screens.
time I don't. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that's how you're able to,
Yeah.
pretty much. So that's I've been almost 70 days no caffeine as of right now.
That's amazing.
And I could say that the main benefit for me is that I could sleep on command.
Wow.
I could lay down on a concrete floor.
So that's something you wouldn't be able to do before.
Not at all.
All right.
For me, anyways. I do have a bit of sensitivity to caffeine for sure.
Yes.
So that's just me. But I can sleep very, very quickly. Yep, I have a very slight ritual where I'm on my back and I pull up the blanket, just like kind of snug around my neck. I'm almost like in the coffin position, like this, and that's it.
Yeah.
Forget it, man. I'm out.
That's great.
So
It's
yeah,
powerful, man. It's great. I mean,
it's really good.
being able to do that is actually a huge factor of a successful life, I would say.
Absolutely.
Because sleep is so important that when you have a good sleep, you have a good day ahead.
Oh yeah, you need it for that good day. It's an investment in your tomorrow.
Yes.
Is really what it is, because you can't, I think with the video gamer brain and with, so a lot of like games, you'll have a health bar, let's say.
Yeah.
And if you've gone through a day, your health bar is rather low.
Yeah.
And, the way to replenish it is to sleep.
Right.
And fuel your body.
Yeah.
So it's like starting a whole new level with almost dead health.
Yeah.
So it's not right. You absolutely do need to sleep. And sleep hygiene, as they call it, is extremely important.
Yeah.
It's just like all the other hygienes.
I saw something the other day. It's very good analogy for that. I think it was mostly for like endurance, but you can definitely use that for sleep as well.
Right.
Where that girl was explaining how our body is not. You cannot train or do something, go through the day and recharge right away and go out after.
Right.
Like the comparison was between a car and your phone, for instance.
Right.
So the car, you just stop at a gas station, refill the tank, and then you're ready to go again, like right away.
Yeah.
In minutes, boom.
Yeah, your car's okay.
But we are more as like a phone, where you gotta charge it. It takes a long time to recharge.
Right.
So we're pretty much the same thing. It takes a process a long time for us to recharge, to be able to keep going afterwards.
Yeah. And you can definitely attest to this, I know for sure, because it's the same thing for me. If you had a particularly demanding day where you are just like floored, where you have all these gigs or just a lot of stuff, even if you get pretty good sleep one night, you almost need like a couple days to recover from it.
100%.
So we're a slow burn, us human beings, in that way.
Yeah. Like the wave of like highs and lows, it's not this. It's
exactly.
It's very settled.
It's all slow.
So every time you tap too much into your energy and don't refuel enough, you keep going low and low.
Yeah, exactly. And that ties into, this is also a bit of the Stoicism side of things. You got to have some patience for everything too.
Yes, yeah.
Because of course we're in a society, we're in a push button society where everything to us appears instant.
Yes.
But our body is not instant. Nothing that we do is instant. We need to take several days to rest sometimes,
So true,
and
man.
organize, the garage, the attic in your mind,
Yeah,
and everything, and the physical realm that is your space at home and stuff. So everything takes a lot more time than we think it should.
that's so true. I think that's a great reminder,
Yeah,
because most of the time we think that in one day we can recover and be ready for the next thing, the next day, whatever comes up, and
yeah.
this is not how it works, actually.
No. So that's why motivation, in that sense, is great, because it's like, look, you're excited for something new. It could be a big change in your life, but it's also like we want to rush towards it so badly.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to remember, like, anything that's worthwhile and that's a big change is going to take a lot of time to get there.
Yeah.
And you can't shock your body into it.
Yeah.
You just got to ride it out.
If you do, I think you have quick results, but you go down very quickly as well.
Yeah, the longevity is not there at all.
So it's going to even out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, and good sleep habits are similar in that way. Here's what I love about like fitness trackers and stuff, is it tracks your sleep.
Yes.
I think that's such a great thing, because I was able to go back like to last year's and earlier this year's nights of rest, and a lot of it was fair, poor, okay, low, fair.
Like everything under the average, right?
Yeah, exactly. And even when I stopped drinking caffeine and stuff, and kind of made myself just sleep better, a better schedule for myself.
Yeah.
It took time. It took time before I was getting decent. Every day now says great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Good. Great.
Yeah.
But it took time to get there.
Yeah.
So you have to not just say, okay, I want to do this. You have to ride out the journey for a while.
And do you think by stacking up the good days, the good nights, the good days, and then also then when you have a pretty intense day where it takes all your energy, maybe for 1 or 2 days in a row, then you're not too affected by it. You can quickly come back to the greats and goods.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay.
You recover quicker, which is another huge great thing is, and it's like, sometimes you can prepare for those huge days and whatnot, but sometimes they just come up. That's life.
Come up,
But if you have a good stack of good sleep nights before that, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
And you can also recover quickly after. I'd say 2 good days of really great sleep, plus a nap or 2 in there, and eat well and drink lots of water.
The flow is not disturbed too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not there's no empty tank anywhere, essentially. So,
right.
So that's, you're absolutely right, man. Sleep is so crucial.
Yeah.
And, we can get into a whole other topic about dreams too.
Yeah.
But I'll tell everybody this is my thoughts on dreams and wonder and that whole side of thing.
Okay.
So the world we live in is a huge place, obviously. Picture your dreamland as 10 times bigger.
Wow, yeah, that's an interesting point.
And you spend a third of your life there. That's the best part. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And a lot,
So
all
wait,
the best ideas come from there.
What's the reason behind imagining your dreamland 10 times bigger? What's the purpose of it?
I think it transcends time, because it's all of your memories, and simultaneously it's all of your hopes and goals for the future. It's your world of wonder. It's like Alice in Wonderland going down the rabbit hole. There's a lot that doesn't make sense, and it's all crazy and silly and cartoony.
Right. Yeah.
But it's everything. It's everything and nothing at the same time.
I see where you're coming from. It's everything that covers everything else that we don't experience.
Right. It's not the physical realm. It's dream world. But the best ideas and the greatest inventions
come from dreams.
Come from dreams. You know, the
And how
Einstein, Thomas
powerful
Edison.
that we sidetracked a little bit, but how
Yeah.
powerful that when I think Thomas Edison, when he created
The light bulb.
the light bulb,
Yeah,
someone else had the idea as well. No, I think it was
Tesla.
No,
Oh,
it was a different invention.
okay.
It was for the telephone, I think.
Oh yeah,
Two persons had the same idea
yeah.
of the telephone, and then deposit the patent
Right.
the same day
Wow,
in different places of the world.
that's
Isn't
crazy.
it crazy?
Yeah,
So that means, and it's two persons had this idea from a dream.
that is so insane.
Isn't it intense?
Yeah, yeah. That's
Right. So,
Yeah.
so I think, yeah. Well, to go back to what you were saying, I think this world of the dream is like huge.
it's huge.
It's so important then to have the sleep to be able to get to tap into that.
Yeah, and we write it off as something so insignificant as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, it's just your imagination. It's just in your own little head, and that's it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh no, no, no.
Yeah.
There's a whole different dimension
So
that we tap into every night.
I know.
So it's a prerequisite to,
Yeah.
you know, get good sleep and have a healthy life on the, you know, the living world.
Yeah.
Let's just call it for now.
Yeah.
So that when you go into the dreamland and imagination world, you're prepared for that too.
Yeah.
So it's like a mirror effect of one another. So
Crazy.
yeah. So dreams
Love it.
and sleep,
Yeah.
it's good stuff. You know, don't sleep on sleep.
Yeah. So that leads us to like doing some cool workouts. What's the newest, latest
Yeah.
addition to your workout lately?
Yeah.
Like what's new for you? For
Of course. Before I get into that, I was really happy to hear you said when you go to bed or when it's nighttime, you're exhausted.
Yes.
So that sounds like, you're doing a proper job on making sure your body's exhausted and everything. You've maxed yourself out.
Yes.
So with workouts lately, one thing that I came across that really kind of blew my mind a bit, it's so simple, is I go on YouTube and there's a short clip of a lady. She's got these big guns. She's got really muscular arms, and she's like, "You want to know how I got these?" And she's takes a couple of dumbbells. She's like, "Lightweight, high reps."
Yeah.
And when you get to the toughest part of it, squeeze, and then bring down slowly.
Do love that?
Yeah. So it's mindful, lifting and stuff.
All right.
And so, of course, I'm sure there's benefits to higher rep lighter weight and lower rep higher weight.
Right.
But to get bigger muscles and stuff, like actual, size,
Most of the time,
high
yeah.
reps.
Exactly. So true. I mean, I see these big dudes. you know,
Yeah.
They when they do like super high weights.
Yeah.
It's most of the time it's very rare. It's like it's not
Right.
It's part of the maybe like a 2 weeks work
Yeah.
program.
Small
for them.
window.
Yeah, and then most of the time then they go back to like pretty light weights.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then do like so many reps, boom, 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 boom. They pump the muscles as much as they can.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
that's-
they max it out, how
Yeah.
many reps they can do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I absolutely tried doing that a couple of times, and it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to maintain good form and to squeeze every time.
Yeah.
You can take let's say I have a bar that's like 20 pounds, 25 pounds. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do 100 reps of this.
Yeah.
And I had to take lots of breaks. Let's just put it that way. It's like after 30, I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what's going on,
Yeah,
man? This is so light. What's wrong with me?
The
It's like,
muscle
no.
gets exhausted.
Oh, yeah. The time under tension is real,
Yeah.
too.
So you need like more time to get the oxygen to go back into your muscle fibers to nourish the muscles and all the blood flowing
Yeah.
to bring all the nutrients for like muscle keep going.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really hard in that way. And I've heard before, and maybe you can tell me if it's true or not. So heavier weights will make your muscles more firm, maybe.
Yeah.
More tough. But lighter weights, higher reps will make the muscles bigger.
Yeah, bigger. Yeah. I've
Right.
heard that, yeah.
So that's why you do. There's none that's bad. You want to do a little bit of both.
Both, yeah.
But you don't. And when you go to the gyms, there's the ego lifters where they do really, really way too heavy weight,
Yes.
and their form sucks.
We see that all the time.
It's trash.
Dude, I mean...
And they don't look that big. You know, like the muscles aren't that big.
Yeah, and then it's so interesting. I saw that guy the other day on this very popular dude about his design space.
Mm-hmm.
Is there? He was like working out, so you can see like he's like very.
He's got some muscle, probably, yeah.
But like weighing so having so much weight,
right?
And trying to do bicep curls. His entire body was twisting to do that.
Terrible.
And then I left a comment because I never do that usually.
Well, yeah, sometimes you feel compelled to.
I just want to say, I don't do this usually, but
sure.
just to make sure
you're not a trash talker.
I'm not here to say bad things or whatever, but make sure you shouldn't be twisting your entire body to do bicep curl.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, right?
Right.
And anyway.
Yeah, of course.
He replied, said, that's
good
very
point.
Good point. Thank you so much.
Yeah, lower the weight, dude.
Yeah, and just do more reps the right way with the right form.
Yeah, exactly. So that's been, pretty revolutionary. And so in regards to that as well, my recent new love that's just been totally butt kicking is kettlebells.
Yeah.
Kettlebells have been totally a game changer for me because of how simple it is.
Yeah.
And I love just the versatility that is, can be included, and it doesn't have to be the heaviest weight in the world.
Yeah.
And even things like this, I have yet to try this, but I'm going to work my way up to it, where you're sitting down and you're holding the kettlebell up like this.
Mm-hmm.
No hands, stand yourself up.
Wait, you're sitting down, so on your butt?
Yeah.
You're just sitting down on the ground, and then you do like this,
and then you just stand yourself up while keeping your body straight, your arm up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stuff like that. So
the Turkish get up is from completely laying down on the ground.
Oh yeah. I see.
You understand like this, and then you just bring the kettlebell in front of you.
Yeah.
And then at some point, just like go.
Right.
You have the whole process of doing it is gonna be done properly.
It's a couple movements.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that kind of stuff.
Right on.
So it's cool, though, and it's all. A lot of it's your own body strength as well, with just a little bit of weight, which is good. So I think that kind of stuff is obviously very important.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you're not doing a ridiculous amount of weight, looking sloppy.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's the example of workout you can do with a kettlebell?
Well, a lot of the things are. The swings are obviously a very popular thing.
Yes.
People like to do the swings between the legs, which is really great, actually, because it makes your lower back very strong, which a lot of people need.
Yeah.
And it makes you brace your core.
Your core, yeah.
And you also definitely still feel it in your arms.
Yeah.
Your triceps and everything.
100%.
So just go out there and do a couple sets of 50 swings.
Yeah.
And I love the side-to-side stuff. So here's another good one too. So hold the kettlebell by the handle with one hand.
Yeah.
Diagonally this way.
Uh-huh.
Lift it up.
Okay.
Lift it up as close to your ear as you can.
And so you're like sitting, and is it you hold you're standing. Like
yeah,
this.
You're standing, and you're going from here to here. And you could do a little like toe lift with like that just to kind of hoist it up there. But oh my god, that kind of stuff right there.
That sounds. How many reps you do with this? Like that?
I can't do so many yet, but I can probably do like 15.
Okay, 15
before I get tired.
Yeah.
The other things that I talked about, the uppercuts and the halos.
Yeah.
I could do like, let's say 30 at a time, and then I take breaks.
Right.
But I want to. Towards the end, here's what's interesting as well. You do get stronger as you go through the sets. So by that last set, maybe it was just because I wanted to get it over with, but I was able to do 50 uppercuts.
Okay.
Both arms. And just get it done.
Ooh, wow.
So there is that in the moment getting stronger.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a warming up your muscles to it.
Yes.
It's like once you realize that you can do it, you do a couple of sets, then
Yeah.
you're pretty good from there.
Nice.
But kettlebells.
How many sets, sir? Like 5 sets?
5 sets.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So yeah, it's the simplicity, and it's a lot of reps
Yeah.
and a lot of sets.
That's
You're gonna
awesome.
get jacked.
Yeah.
Your body's gonna be sculpted.
Yeah.
You're gonna look like a Greek god.
Like in a few months, right? Like
Yeah,
2 or
exactly.
3 months. Yeah.
Very quickly.
Dude, that's awesome. So, yeah, stoicism, sleep,
Yeah.
and then workout with, especially with kettlebells.
Yeah, with lighter weight
Yeah.
and high reps,
Yeah.
that will change you.
That's amazing.
Absolutely. And you know what? That's a really good point, man. For our listeners, like, if you adhere to, reading up on Stoicism, reading your Marcus Aurelius, your, Socrates,
Yeah.
and all of those things, and just learning the principles a bit,
Yes.
just to keep your emotions in check.
Yeah.
If you make sure your sleep is on point,
Yeah.
and if when you do your workouts, don't kill yourself with crazy weight,
Yeah. Yeah.
but make your reps high.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean you're weak. We all know that you can lift
Oh, yeah.
heavier, but go low on the weight,
Mhm.
go high on the reps. If you do those 3 things consistently, you will see a different you,
Yeah.
for the summertime.
Yeah.
You're going to be pretty jacked.
Summertime.
So we're getting
Yeah.
that close. We're in June now.
Yeah, you better get it started right now.
So these are 3 things. This is a call to action here.
Yeah.
Get more stoic, get some rest,
Yeah.
lighten up those darn weights,
Yeah.
and put the reps in.
Dude, I love
What
it.
do you say?
I love it. It's very powerful, man.
Yeah.
And then it is that simple too.
Yes.
Just focus on these things, and then the rest just put it on the side. And
Don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So with
Love it.
that,
that said, I think this is a great way to, a new way to focus.
yeah. And
on
it kind
things
of
and
kills a lot
everything.
of the old gym stigma.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like going to the gym.
That scares a lot of
it's
people
weird.
too.
Yeah.
And it's like it costs nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's so cheap.
Yeah.
It's cheap. It's simple. It's effective.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
try it out.
Awesome.
I approve of it.
Cool. Awesome. I love it, man.
Cool.
Great. Let's finish this here, and then next week,
Yeah.
we'll talk about more about the power of healing and the power of a community especially around man.
Yep.
And that's gonna we're gonna talk again about all the topics of today.
Of course.
And then,
we got
develop
some
out of
important
that.
ones next time. So
Yeah.
stay tuned. Thank you all so much for watching.
Yeah.
If you like what you're listening to, please hit that like button
And subscribe.
Jinx.
Yeah.
You owe me a soda.
Yeah. Awesome, man.
All right. Have a great day and keep working hard. We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys soon. Peace out. Boom.